Hello and welcome to Inside Sports. I'm Wes Decker, and this is the 2014 Inside Sports Fall Awards Show. And you picked a prime time to join us because this one is easily the most prestigious program of the entire season. Some words synonymous with today's show: winners, leaders, achievers, history makers, but not jagoffs. Yeah, you heard me. In case you didn't know, there's an ongoing petition drive to have the word jagoff, J-A-G-O-F-F, added to Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary. Evidently, Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto is fully aware and fully on board. Peduto went as far as to record a public service announcement encouraging people to sign the petition, in part because he says jagoff is a beloved word that deserves to be enshrined. It's defined as a person who is stupid or inept. I have to admit, it is kind of fun to say. Find out more at yajagoff.com, the website whose self-proclaimed purpose is to call out the jagoffs that make the rest of us look bad. Not that I generally need any help with that. There you can sign the petition, submit a jagoff, and visit the Ya Jagoff store, where I'm told they don't sell the world's longest usable golf club. A Texas man recently hit a ball a whole 63 yards with a driver that measured 20 feet 6 inches. Sure, he may have looked like a jagoff, but by doing so, he became a Guinness Book World Record holder, breaking the previous mark by 2 feet 1 inch. While I doubt that any of our county golfers have ever swung a club anywhere near that big, it's time to find out who figuratively swung the biggest one this season. New kid on the block, Brett Bail, definitely did some heavy lifting for Smithsburg. The freshman opened his career with a 37 in his first 9-hole foray into high school golf and proceeded to shoot 8 more sub-40 rounds to lead or tie for the Leopards' best individual score 14 of 17 times. Perhaps most impressive was the season-low 35 he carded at the county tourney that helped Smithsburg unseat the 4-time defending champs from North Hagerstown. Additionally, Bale led a trio of Leopards to states during a banner season in which he finished with a 9-hole average of 40.058. Now, you know when I'm extending an average out to thousandths of a point, that we must have a tight race, and you'd be right. This is a real tough one because St. Maria Goretti's Nick Steiner concluded his season with a better average by 1.458 strokes per 9 holes. Although not by much, Steiner's numbers were better. However, he played 4 fewer rounds, for which he shouldn't be penalized. So if you subtract Bale's final 4 outings, 2 of those under the pressure of the state tournament, Steiner still bests him by 0.63 strokes. Steiner's year included 8 sub-40 9-hole rounds that put him at the top of the Goretti leaderboard as a team on 12 of 13 occasions, and he also recorded the county's lowest round of 33. While they both have great cases in one of the tightest calls of the season, the senior edges out the freshman here. Congratulations to Nick Steiner, the 2014 Inside Sports Golfer of the Year. Whew, it's got to get easier from here, doesn't it? I hope so. I'll keep this handy just in case. We're just getting started. When you come back, we're taking the awards to the courses. Cross country is next.
Behind every great child, there is a great foundation. Premier Martial Arts will empower your child and give them a premier foundation to success. Our instructors have the passion to teach classes designed to build premier skills. Your child will develop greater self-control, confidence, and concentration. Premier Martial Arts will take your child up the path of greatness. Call Premier Martial Arts today.
For over 25 years, Tony's Pizzeria has been serving authentic Italian cuisine. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop by today and enjoy one of their many house favorites, made fresh from scratch daily, in the newly expanded and remodeled dining area. Serving a full liquor bar, beer, and wine, Tony's 50-person banquet room is perfect for your next celebration. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Come see what's new at Tony's Pizzeria Restaurant and Grill, 10 East Salisbury Street in Williamsport.
Welcome back to the 2014 Inside Sports Fall Awards Show. Well, it was an outstanding year for the county in cross country as a whole. While some unforeseen circumstances might have helped to change the final math a bit, i.e. the injury to Boonesboro's Megan Grams that eliminated the state's reigning 2A champion from the equation, those who did compete shook up the overall competition. With Grams' subtraction, the Warriors didn't win the county team title for the first time in 4 years. With all due credit to Boonesboro, who still bettered everybody not named Smithsburg, the pleasant surprise had to be South Hagerstown. Led by juniors Jessica Miller and Natalie Strasburger, the Rebels completed their best finish in 37 tries at the county championships, third before qualifying at regions for their first ever trip to the state championships. For South Hagerstown and head coach Tammy Mariner, the accomplishments of this year's youth could turn out to be the foundation going forward for a program that wasn't even fielding a complete team just 5 short years ago. While time will ultimately tell where the Rebels go from here, there was little question this past season where Boonesboro's Haley Wright was going. After smashing the course record at the Interstate Classic in Clear Spring to open the season, Wright was going to the front of the field most every other time she stepped on a course and was rarely challenged on her way to 10 straight victories. She captured conference, county, and region titles, establishing new course marks at counties and regions. In fact, Wright's time of 18 minutes, 3.2 seconds over the ground at South Hagerstown at the county meet turned out to be her fastest 3 miles of the season. While the junior's undefeated streak came to an end at the 2A state meet, where she crossed the line 4th for the second year in a row, it by no means detracted from an overall body of work whereby she blossomed from that other Boonesboro girl into the Boonesboro girl. People went from not expecting anything to expecting everything, and she handled it like that's what she expected from herself. 10 wins in 11 races, not bad for a former soccer player who didn't even run cross country 2 years ago. Now she's by far the best the county has to offer by more than 2 full minutes at both the county and state meets, just for the record. Congratulations to Haley Wright, the literal runaway winner as the 2014 Inside Sports Female Cross Country Runner of the Year. Now, the boys runner of the year likely would have never risen to the top of the county class without a little friendly female persuasion. South Hagerstown's Darren Harmon says that if not for his older sister, a runner in her own right, exposing him to the sport and inviting him to one of her practices, he might not have ever come to realize the ability that smoldered inside him. Harmon's competitive spirit fanned the flames of success this season that secured him an 8th place finish or better in 11 of his 13 races. 3 times he was second, and on 5 occasions he was second to none, including the Don Stoner Invitational, the Hagerstown City Classic, and the County Championship. Incidentally, Harmon's win at counties and a South Hagerstown course record time of 16 minutes 22.3 seconds also made him the first Rebel to stake claim to a county title in the event's history. He finished his year by earning his first state medal for coming home 17th at the 3A championship meet, with the best time by a county runner at states by nearly 25 seconds. For putting together a superb junior season, Darren Harmon is the 2014 Inside Sports Male Cross Country Runner of the Year. Congratulations, and don't forget to thank your sister. It was a sisterhood at Smithsburg this season that enables head coach Ray Shriver to do something that hasn't been done in 5 years. He supplants Boonesboro's Becky Walter as Coach of the Year. While Walter did nothing wrong, winning the county championship with her boys and coaching the county's top girl, a state title and Shriver's shirt are balance tippers. Shriver's boys were runners-up at counties before winning the 1A West Region Championship and then finishing 4th at states, 1 point out of 3rd and 11 points out of 2nd. But it was the way he brought the girls back from a 2-point heartbreaker of a defeat at the state meet the year before to a resounding victory this year that was incredibly impressive, and he orchestrated it all with just 1 senior. The girls also bagged county and region championships in a season during which a 4-letter P word, pack, as in pack running, allows them to reap the spoils of a 7-letter P word, prevail, as in winning the 2014 Inside Sports Cross Country Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Ray Shriver. Up next, we decorate those who proved best on a playing field referred to as a 5-letter P word, the pitch. It's like a crossword puzzle convention is broken out. Back with soccer awards after a break to sharpen my pencil and work on 8 across.
Since 1963, you've been trusting the folks at Hagerstown Floors. It's still a family-owned and operated business featuring a variety of high-quality flooring choices for your home, like carpet, ceramic, hardwood, vinyl, and we offer floor sanding and refinishing for your existing hardwoods. And you'll find us stocked warehouse, full of flooring options for do-it-yourselfers, or take advantage of our in-house installers for expert installation. Hagerstown Floors on Virginia Avenue in Hagerstown, the trusted name in flooring since 1963.
Behind every great child, there is a great foundation. Premier Martial Arts will empower your child and give them a premier foundation to success. Our instructors have the passion to teach classes designed to build premier skills. Your child will develop greater self-control, confidence, and concentration. Premier Martial Arts will take your child up the path of greatness. Call Premier Martial Arts today.
Welcome back to the 2014 Inside Sports Fall Award Show. Well, it's rare that Washington County produces a soccer season defined by its offense. That's all I've got, because this one was no different. The boys' teams combined to score 126 goals while allowing 210, just 4 for the good guys to 24 against in the postseason. And in 98 total girls' games, county teams averaged 1.9 goals scored per match. I'd like to believe that part of the reason for the low scoring output was due to stellar play in net. As it relates to the Inside Sports Girls Player of the Year, count me as a true believer. While she may have been number 2 on the field, she was unquestionably number 1 at denying potential goal scorers. Smithsburg keeper Corinne Burke was beaten just 13 times in 18 games, which translates to a county best 0.72 goals against average. Burke was credited with a total of 134 saves and recorded 8 shutouts, including back-to-back blankings of playoff opponents Northern Garrett and Manchester Valley, to help secure region and state semifinal victories for the Leopards. For the second consecutive year, Burke helped lead Smithsburg all the way to the 1A state title match, this time yielding just 3 goals in 4 postseason contests. Some of her best work may have come in the county tournament, where she not only limited 3 opponents to just 2 goals, for good measure, the senior buried the tourney-clinching penalty kick. For putting together numbers that are supposed to be microscopic, Smithsburg goalkeeper Corinne Burke scores the season's biggest award, the Inside Sports Girls Soccer Player of the Year. She also had something to do with the Girls Coach of the Year honor. Leopards head coach Victor Delamea might have found himself all alone during this county tournament scouting venture, but I'm sure he'll gladly share his postseason award with his coaching staff. Delamea guided a team bolstered by the experience and motivation of 11 seniors back to the 1A state final as the West Region Section 2's top seed. The Leopards compiled a 14-5 overall record, highlighted by section, region, and county championships along the way. Smithsburg also defeated MVAL and Antietam Conference titleist North Hagerstown twice, avenged its only consecutive losses during the regular season in playoff rematches, and finished by winning 6 of its final 7 games. Congratulations to VDM, who for the second year in a row is the Inside Sports Girls Soccer COY. While the girls recipients turned out to be a couple of veterans of the high school soccer wars, the boys player of the year is the complete opposite. You could also call him a throwback to the old days of high school sports in that he doesn't play for a club or travel team. His only soccer obligation is to his Clear Spring teammates. Jarrett Lozich truly railed against today's conventional wisdom, but that's because there was nothing conventional about the speedy freshman striker. He scored a county-leading 11 goals, which, by the way, was more than the entire North Hagerstown team scored collectively, and he added 3 assists for a first-year total of 25 points. Lozich quickly became one of the few players in the county who was exciting to watch even when he didn't put the ball in the net, and as documented earlier, there was plenty of that. With his skill set sure to improve and 3 more years to do it, Clear Spring has a rock-solid cornerstone on a squad that returns 80% of its roster next season. As for this one, Jarrett Lozich is the 2014 Inside Sports Boys Soccer Player of the Year. The boys' Coach of the Year was one of just 2 to guide a public school team to a non-losing record. While that might make it seem like it came down to a battle of attrition, take nothing away from Boonesboro head coach Roy Rickards. When you break it down, it's actually more of a compliment because it underscores the grit he instilled in his squad. Rickards' Warriors may have ended the year 8-8, but they were anything but average. Boonesboro made the most of what it scrapped for, winning those 8 games, including its first in the postseason since 2008, despite totaling just 22 goals. The Warriors' margin for error was less than razor thin. The average score of their games was 1.6 to 1.4 against them. On a better note, Rickards' guys prevailed by 1 goal 7 times, including 3 1-0 victories en route to the county tournament title. Therefore, it only seems apropos that he would scratch and claw his way to the season's final decoration for a job well done. Congratulations to Roy Rickards, the 2014 Inside Sports Boys Soccer Coach of the Year. With 3 sports having received their just awards, let's see, 5 minus 3. Thank goodness for large calculators. We have 2 sports left to go, just merely confirming. Up next, the one in which the county claimed a pair of state championships, the dissemination of volleyball's top prizes when we come back.
For over 25 years, Tony's Pizzeria has been serving authentic Italian cuisine. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop by today and enjoy one of their many house favorites, made fresh from scratch daily, in the newly expanded and remodeled dining area. Serving a full liquor bar, beer and wine, Tony's 50-person banquet room is perfect for your next celebration. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Come see what's new at Tony's Pizzeria Restaurant and Grill, 10 East Salisbury Street in Williamsport.
Since 1963, you've been trusting the folks at Hagerstown Floors. It's still a family-owned and operated business featuring a variety of high-quality flooring choices for your home, like carpet, ceramic, hardwood, vinyl, and we offer floor sanding and refinishing for your existing hardwoods. And you'll find us stocked warehouse, full of flooring options for do-it-yourselfers, or take advantage of our in-house installers for expert installation. Hagerstown Floors on Virginia Avenue in Hagerstown, the trusted name in flooring since 1963.
Behind every great child, there is a great foundation. Premier Martial Arts will empower your child and give them a premier foundation to success. Our instructors have the passion to teach classes designed to build premier skills. Your child will develop greater self-control, confidence, and concentration. Premier Martial Arts will take your child up the path of greatness. Call Premier Martial Arts today.
Welcome back to the 2014 Inside Sports Fall Awards Show. Not that it ever really went anywhere, but after 2013 failed to send a single county team to the state Final Four in any of the 3 classifications in which the county had won state titles the year before, county volleyball was back in 2014. While the self-proclaimed titles of redemption that Smithsburg and North Hagerstown captured respectively factor prominently into our awards, we begin our Player of the Year presentation with one from an upstart team flashing some impressive stats. Because she stands nearly 6 foot tall, spotting Taylor Williams wasn't difficult, but stopping her proved to be something else entirely. Williams was the main reason Boonesboro crafted an 11-7 record, the 3rd best in the county, with 2 of those victories coming in the 2A West playoffs. The Wingate University signee led all county volleyballers in both points and kills per set and ended the year 2nd in digs. Williams was the Warriors' go-to player during a season of resurrection for a Boonesboro volleyball program that came within 2 wins of its first trip to Ritchie Coliseum since back in 2007. It may as well have been that long since Zoe Schreiber had been there. At least that's the way she played all season, completely focused on returning to College Park after a 1-year absence. The 6'1" senior outside hitter led her North Hagerstown teammates by example, experience, and emotion. Schreiber's per set numbers placed her 2nd on the county list in points and kills and 8th in digs. While those stats unquestionably quantify her exceptional play at or near the net, what she did 30 feet from it at the service line proved to be a facet of Schreiber's game, especially in the clutch, that enabled her to take over a match in yet an entirely different way. By making herself a weapon from everywhere on the court, she demonstrated just how incredibly versatile this already magnificent model of consistency had become. In the head-to-head matchup with Williams, both players had their moments, but ultimately Schreiber recorded 2 more kills, and her hub swept Williams Warriors aside for one of their 18 victories in a season that ended just the way she would have drawn it up. Yeah, that's the state title right there, but what I meant was winning the accolade of all accolades. Congratulations to Zoe Schreiber, the 2014 Inside Sports Volleyball Player of the Year. While Zoe gets that one all to herself, the Coach of the Year honor is going to require some sharing. Smithsburg's Rachel Brashear led her Leopards to the top seed in 1A West Section 2, compiling a 19-1 record that included 9 consecutive season-ending wins, punctuated by the final one, which was for the 1A state championship. From a historical perspective, it was a big one for Brashear, her 5th as a head coach, putting her on a very short list. I asked her about where this one ranks.
I can go back and say 2010 was a great year. You know what I mean? I love that group of kids just as much as I love this group of kids. So, it's just nice to be here long enough to see, see different groups of kids and see them grow up. So.
Statewide, Brashear is one of 7 coaches to capture 5 or more state titles, and relative to the county, she's now tied for second with Williamsport's Emily Crabtree, 1 behind the legendary Cindy Neugebauer, whom our co-coach of the year referenced when I asked her what it meant to win state crown number 3.
Miss Neugebauer was my phys ed teacher in elementary school, and obviously I'm not in the category with her, but it just means a lot. There's been a lot of great coaches, great volleyball in Washington County, and I'm truly blessed to be a part of that.
All 3 North Hagerstown state championships have come under Megan Crawford's leadership, and this one capped an 18-1 campaign. Crawford's Hubs claimed MVAL Antietam and 3A West Region titles on their way to winning it all. It was a season of domination during which they swept 16 opponents, were unbeaten against Maryland schools, and won their final 13 matches. Congratulations to the 2014 Inside Sports Co-Volleyball Coaches of the Year, Rachel Brashear, and for the 4th straight season, Megan Crawford. And then there was one. This is where I don't even need the calculator. Just one sport whose top players and coach get called out in a good way right after this.
For over 25 years, Tony's Pizzeria has been serving authentic Italian cuisine. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop by today and enjoy one of their many house favorites, made fresh from scratch daily, in the newly expanded and remodeled dining area. Serving a full liquor bar, beer and wine, Tony's 50-person banquet room is perfect for your next celebration. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Come see what's new at Tony's Pizzeria Restaurant and Grill, 10 East Salisbury Street in Williamsport.
Welcome back to the 2014 Inside Sports Fall Awards Show. Measuring the success of the county's football season can be a tad tricky. For example, last year we had 2 teams play beyond Week 10, compared with just 1 this year. But last year, only 4 of the 8 county teams finished the season with a winning record, while this year 6 completed their schedules with a mark of 500 or better, and 5 improved record-wise over 2013. As Hall of Fame coach Bill Parcells once said, "You are what your record says you are." That means we are 42-37, whatever that means we are. I know one thing for sure, no matter how you choose to define the season overall, we had some guys put up some impressive numbers along the way. The offenses were cranking all over the county, and at St. James it started with a historical year turned in by a Canadian import. Freshman quarterback Tyler Raymond put together a sensational debut season during which he demonstrated poise, touch, and accuracy well beyond his young age. Max Preps ranked the 14-year-old as one of the top 5 freshman quarterbacks in the entire United States. Raymond's stats are staggering: a 61.5 completion percentage, 1,802 yards, both county highs, and a 24-6 touchdown to interception ratio. In those 24 TD tosses, simply the best of all time for a single season in county history by 5. I called him Tyler Football after his 3-touchdown, 259-yard performance in his very first game, and he lived up to it, helping direct the Saints to a 6-3 record, their best since 2010. This season also turned out to be the best at Clear Spring since 2010, also due in large part to youth that proved precocious. Sophomore running back Joe McCoy amassed 1,315 yards, 3rd most in the county. The 5'8", 170-pounder belied his size, showing off a toughness and durability that doesn't often enable a back of his smaller stature to run between the tackles. McCoy prided himself on not allowing a single defender to bring him down, and on most occasions he was true to his mantra. He ended the year with 17 rushing touchdowns, 2nd most in the county, and wound up accounting for 39% of the Blazers' total scoring output. 37% of his team's point production was what jack-of-all-trades Jesse Wolford was responsible for at Hancock. Wolford, who lined up at quarterback, running back, and receiver on offense, and kick returner on special teams for the Panthers, found his way to the end zone 20 times in 9 games, scoring from each and every one of those positions. As a ball carrier, nobody in the county rushed for more yards than the senior. Wolford averaged 11 yards per carry, 156 per game, and finished with a grand total of 1,404 yards on the ground, with 15 of his touchdowns coming as a rusher. There were 65 touchdowns put on the board by South Hagerstown this season, and 2 players had a hand in just over half of those. Junior quarterback TJ Peer tied for the team lead in rushing TDs with 12 and threw for 9 more scores. Pierre also paced the team in scoring with 111 points, good for third on the county list. Explosive running back Darian Robinson added another 72 points on a dozen touchdown runs, many of which came from long distance, evidenced by the fact that he averaged 13.6 yards per carry and rolled up 1,127 total while leaving vapor trails all over area football fields. The first team All-MVAL Antietam selection even missed one game. Like Pierre, Robinson will return to the South backfield next year as a senior. Even with all of the astounding facts and figures you've already heard, the senior whose stats outweigh them all may well have set a standard that could take a long, long time to top. Even in today's world of the spread offense and greater reliance on the passing game, what Williamsport quarterback Savon Brown did this, and when you couple it with last season, is unprecedented. With the Offensive Player of the Year award based solely on 2014's numbers, they're still mind-numbing. The Wildcat senior zone read his way to 1,376 rushing yards, averaging 12.3 per carry and putting up nearly 138 yards per game. Further, he led all county rushers with 20 touchdown runs and tacked on another 14 two-point conversion totes. Add it all up, and he scored a ridiculous 148 points by himself. That's 11 more than North tallied as a team. Brown also completed 59% of his pass attempts for 8 touchdowns and 1,177 yards. It's the second straight season that he accumulated over 1,000 yards both passing and rushing, a feat difficult to imagine being eclipsed anytime soon. He was an easy selection as first-team All-MVAL quarterback, and he's our pick as the 2014 Inside Sports Offensive Football Player of the Year. Congratulations to Savon Brown. While the offensive cup bubbled over this season, the defensive coffers weren't nearly as full. It's almost oxymoronic to talk about a player from the team with the county's worst scoring defense and an 0-10 record as one of the best, but even so, it was his numbers that were stupid. North Hagerstown middle linebacker Jeremy Lum not only led the county in tackles, the 129 he recorded placed him second on the Hub's all-time single-season list. In a year during which North surrendered nearly 41 points per game, many of the defensive plays it did make were made by number 44, who added 4.5 sacks and an interception to his stellar senior season. At the opposite end of the team success spectrum, there's South Hagerstown middle linebacker Austin Shelton. Shelton was the linchpin in a Rebel defensive unit that limited opponents to county lows of 11.3 points per game and less than 220 total yards per game, while producing a county-high 25 takeaways. The junior factored in prominently as the team leader in tackles with 103, tackles for loss with 10, and sacks with 8. While he and Lum shared all-conference first-team honors, he gets the nod here as 2014 Inside Sports Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations to Austin Shelton, whose team just completed its finest in the 58-year history of South Hagerstown football. The Rebels had never won 10 regular season games until this one under fifth-year head coach Toby Pierre. That 10-0 mark included their second Antietam Conference title in a row and earned them their second straight playoff berth. Pierre's offense, engineered by his son, also established a new school record by ringing up 442 points in its 11 games. If it seems like every year the coach has been there that South has gotten better, it has. The Rebels have now won 75% of their games since his arrival in 2010, and he's now won the Inside Sports Football Coach of the Year award 2 successive seasons. Congratulations to Toby Pierre. While our awards end there, my gratitude extends beyond and kicks in here. It's time to say thank you to those who have helped make what you saw here possible on the show this season. Thank yous for video go to Gary Beal, Dan Litton, and Coach Todd Rupenthal, who also deliver. Thanks for literally going the extra mile. Plus Bill Lucas and all of the coaches who have us set up on Huddle. Much appreciation, too, to the Herald Mail photographers. Thanks to my main stat men, coaches Dave Foltz, Jeff Shank, and Mark Wadle. A special commendation to all the county ADs with an extra thank you to Teresa Bakedel, Dan Cunningham, and Sue Lowry. Thank you to everyone who coordinated appearances on the show this fall, to all who appeared, and to all whose cooperation, interest, and participation made it all possible. Thanks to you for watching, and last but not least, thanks to the in-studio Inside Sports crew. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week with part 1 of the Winter Sports Preview right here on The Inside.
Hey, your sisters and your brothers, your haters and your lovers, you gotta get up in the streets.